Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going great. I'm up. I've got my cup of coffee here because it's a little bit chilly. We moved the thermometer. Remember, we have that nice indoor thermometer. We put it out here in the schoolroom area, you know, aka the dining room and wherever, everywhere viewing area, so we could see the temperature. It's got all the weather stuff on it so we could do it for school, and it is showing 39 degrees this morning. I'm like, ooh-wee. So I had a girlfriend in Michigan send me a video yesterday. There was snow and I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, don't say it isn't so. Just a little bit, but still, that cold weather is definitely coming. I know we've had a great fall, a great end of summer. Cannot complain. So it is just time for hunkering down, staying inside, and what better thing to do than bake some wonderful food on a cool, crisp fall morning. So that is what I'm doing. I'm doing that in collaboration with Jessica Fields from Fields Full House, and she definitely has a full house. She has 11 children and homeschools them, and I want you guys to go check out her channel below. She's gonna be making some treats at her home. There's my door. She's gonna be making some treats at her home today as well, and so I'm sure her house is gonna heat up a little bit, get some warmth in there, and then be able to have some wonderful, delicious tasting treats for her family. So I was looking back over my recipes and things that I have made over the years, and something I've been wanting to make and I have not made in a long time. And when we went to Michigan and we were at the Amish store, they had the homemade cinnamon rolls. And so this is where I learned to make my cinnamon rolls, was from them. And they are so good. And I forgot how delicious. So when we moved here, we used to do, the kids and I would do a local farmer's market. It was like a little tailgate market. It was something really great because we had just moved here, didn't really know anybody, you know, didn't really know a whole lot of things, but we did this little tailgate market, which was so tiny, so tiny. It was just, you know, small. Our community is really tiny, but it was great because we would make these cinnamon rolls, and then we'd work every single Thursday, make them for the afternoon, and then we would sell them at the tailgate market. So, you know, you would pretty much make back your profit, maybe a little bit of spending money for the kids to go and get other treats from other people or buy little things. But it was a good way to, you know, be able to fellowship with others in our community and have some good food. So I've been wanting to make this forever. I've had it like on when I make my menu and stuff for the month, but every time I go, I forget that you need a package of instant vanilla pudding. So I keep forgetting. I go to make it, I'm like, oh, and you don't have to, just the pudding makes it so much softer. And so I thought, when I was at the store last time, I had remembered when I walked by the pudding, I'm like, oh, vanilla pudding, get it. So I have my vanilla pudding right here. So I'm gonna make cinnamon rolls with caramel or caramel topping, whatever, however you want to say it. However you want to say it. But this is what I'm gonna do this morning. So I have got I've got my water, yeast, and sugar right here. Already, is it called proofing? I think it's called proofing. Proofing, getting fluffy and all that, and then I'm going to mix up the rest here. So I'm gonna get up my mixing bowl and mix up the rest. You ready for a wonderful, delicious baking day? Yeah, all right, let's go. I feel like that's gonna be a decent, is that okay? And go right there? Okay, for this, you are going to mix, except that you're crooked. I think I have a level, I do have a level on there, but it's good. Crooked is always good. So what I'm gonna do is you take a package of instant vanilla pudding, put it in your bowl here. And I'm gonna get out my little, I think it's over here. Yes, it is. My Danish whisk here, and then I'm going to mix up the pudding. You make the pudding according to package directions. I'm pretty sure it's just 2 cups, from what I recall. 2 cups. Now I'm gonna use, I'm like, what do I use? I'm gonna use up this half and half because I bought this to do my gnocchi soup, which I already did, and then I bought it to make the Tim Horton ice caps. Okay, they're good, but what's better is the pumpkin flavored syrup with just coffee. Yes, that and my coconut milk. So I feel like I'm just gonna have to wait till I go back to Michigan and get a Tim Hortons ice cap from the place. I don't know. Maybe if I waste more time, you know, perfecting it, it would be like exact, but for myself, I'm like, you know what, it tastes good, the pumpkin one. So let's just keep the pumpkin one. If you know it's good, it's good. So this is gonna just be a little bit thicker, and that's okay. But it's using it up. I'm like looking at the refrigerator, like, which milks do I use? I have a ton, but this is going to be a good one to make. So that's in there. So you just mix your pudding. Put the lid on that and put that away. Whisk this up so it makes the pudding. I really like this little whisk thing. I was just looking in my cupboard the other day and I have the whisk up there, and I'm like, I'm probably not even gonna have to keep that. Whenever you're cleaning out your cupboards, and you think you want to get rid of something, put it aside in an area that you don't see, and if you don't touch it, you can get rid of it. All right, right there, that is all mixed up. Now to this, you're gonna add a half a cup, no, not this one, half a cup of butter. So I've got my butter all melted. I'm gonna add 2 eggs and a teaspoon of salt. So this is gonna go in 1, 2. I always pinch this in, but I'm gonna add exact measurement here. A teaspoon of salt. And whisk this up. Easy, and then add in your yeast. So for this, you add 6 cups of flour. Remember, only add a little bit and mix it in, and then you'll slowly keep adding it so that it doesn't get really thick, because this might not be 6 cups, it might be 5 3/4, depending on how cold or warm with the humidity level, your elevation, all those things in your home. So this is 2. I'm gonna use my little mix here, and then I'll switch over to maybe my spurtle, I think might be really good. And it was good because I also was looking on her recent video for Jessica, because you know, after cooking, like, I like doing freezer meals because sometimes I don't want to think about making food. I really don't. Like, I know that no one gets up every single day and makes their food fresh and homeschools their kids and takes care of a large family. I know nobody does that. No one. If you are a large family mama who homeschools her kids, runs a business, and has a lot of kids, large family mama, let me know. Do you prepare a fresh meal every single day? Every day on your own? And I'm talking like your husband's busy and your husband's working and it's mostly you taking care of the home. Let me know. I'm sure there's no one that does. And if you do, kudos and awesomeness to you, but I know no one does. I don't think I've ever talked to a mom that does it all herself. No, ever. And I've talked to a lot of mamas. But what I've learned is we revert to like simple, like chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese. I do that too. So anyways, that helps me. That's why I go to freezer meals or prepared meals, because it makes life a whole lot easier. So I know even today I was like, okay, I need to make something for dinner. And I'm like, what do I even make? Because I feel like I'm tired of cooking. I'm already tired of cooking. It's only Tuesday. That's not a good thing. But I was watching Jessica's video and I'm like, I started writing down, what was I gonna make today? I was gonna make baked potato bar. And then I started like doing that. I'm like, okay, that'll be a little bit of work, but that's okay. And then I watched her video and she had made goulash. And I'm like, goulash, easy. So Jessica, you inspired me by something simple and easy. So I'm making goulash. That's what I'm gonna do. So goulash is gonna be our dinner tonight. That'll be simple, 1-pot meal, easy. I won't have to think too much about it, and I can just throw it together because I'm gonna get this baking done, and then I've got a busy day today. I have a busy day off camera. I have some appointments. I've got a Zoom meeting I've got to do. There's a couple things that I got to do as well, and then kids, school, kids, life, all that good stuff. So just will not be a lot of time to prepare food for a long time, so I need something quick, especially something making these in the morning. So it's good. So thank you for that, Jessica. Okay, let me take this off, and then we're gonna mix up the rest of our flour. Okay, that was only 5 cups of flour, so go slow. I've made this before, so maybe, who knows? I'm gonna put this in my oven on my breadproof setting, so it will just rise up and be perfect. You're gonna punch it down 2 times. So that's gonna sit in there. All right, let me see what else am I gonna do today? Puppy chow. That's what I'm gonna do. My kids wanted puppy chow. So puppy chow we make, I'm sure Jessica has made this for her family before. Almost positive she probably has. So I'm gonna go get my ingredients, we'll mix that up. Something else I'm gonna do is show you how to freeze both of these recipes. I'm gonna do the cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna make just half of them and the other half I'm going to freeze, and I will show you how to do this. So you can pull it out and just put it in the oven on an early morning and fill your wonderful house filled with delicious cinnamon smells. Something easy to do. The Chex Muddy Buddy mix, Muddy Buddy, it's called Muddy Buddy, yeah, Muddy Buddy, puppy chow, whatever you call it. I remember having it as a kid and they called it puppy chow. So I'm gonna do mine, now I'm gonna do a big batch of it and then I'm gonna take some of it and freeze some of it. So you can take the, just when it's, after it's made, put it in Ziploc bags and put it in your freezer. It lasts really, chips go in your, put chips in your freezer. Like really, they last. I mean, chips will last you forever, but you know, put them in your freezer, they do last. So these will as well. So I was looking at the box here to see how big I'm going to make. So I like to mix mine with the rice and the corn Chex together so you get a little bit of harder crunch and then the softer one. So there it says 9 cups for one recipe. So I was like dividing this out and I'm like, okay, there's about 39 cups here in all 3 of these. So I'm gonna do like times 4. Times 4 would be 36. So that's about what I'm gonna do. And so the chocolate chips, I'm gonna do milk chocolate because I have this huge bag here. And then I'm gonna do peanut butter. Now we have this peanut butter. This is a little bit oilier, so I'm not gonna add as much butter. Normally I would add, I'll take a screenshot. I'll put the original recipe in there. Let me do the original recipe right here. I will give you that one, but I'm modifying mine because I don't, I know the peanut butter is more oily, so I'm not gonna add as much. So normally I would have to add a whole cup of butter. I'm just gonna do half a cup of butter because I know my peanut butter, like I said, is, because it's baking. Peanut butter, which is cool. I wish I would have got another one of those last time I went, but that's okay. We had like 2, almost 2, and now we've been using them up. Well, about 1.5 left, and now we're using them up. So I'm like, I might have to go see if they have more when I head down there. So I'm gonna put all of my chocolate chips and peanut butter in here, and then I'm gonna put it in the microwave for a few minutes, open up my cereal, and then you mix it all together. It's simple, it's easy. All right, let's mix in. Okay, let me help the new mamas out there because I did not know this. I did not know that microwaves have a melting setting for a long time until I moved to this house, and that's been a long time making food. I would always just put it in the microwave, turn it on, and then it would burn. Did you ever get your chocolate to burn? Don't let it burn. You don't want to burn your chocolate. Low temperature. So you should have a, like if I open my microwave, there's a piece of paper, or there's like a sticker in there that tells me how to melt butter and how to defrost things. I know, hello, I did not know these things. So I just push that setting. It goes, obviously it's gonna go for a minute. I'm gonna have to stir it, but I'm not gonna be able to stir it, so I'll just go put it back in. I'm sure I don't have the instructions. I just have to look it up. I'm sure you can push it twice or something and it tells how much is in there. Okay. So basically just do that a few times. There's a lot in there, but do it more than a few times. But that will help it because it's heating it up slowly so it doesn't burn. You don't want to burn, or do it over top of like a double boiler. My stove has, we have a gas. I know the back ones are made for melting chocolate because it's a smaller flame. So just do your research so you don't burn your chocolate. Perfect. I'm going to open up my cereal while that's melting. Okay, this is melting really good. I took it out and then I tasted it. The peanut butter, that sauce, the Reese's one, it tastes like Reese's peanut butter. Let me put you right here. Like the inside filling. And so it's real sweet. So I actually added some more chocolate chips just to balance out, make it more chocolatey versus peanut buttery. So, but that's okay. I mean, there's a big bowl. I was gonna go down and get a heavy, humongous bowl. I haven't used my big giant bowl in a long time. I put it down in my garage and I'm like last year. And I haven't even used it since, but I think I'll smush in here. This one's from Sam's Club. I have one that I got from the Mennonites, and it's more lower and wider, and so that works out really good too for things like this. But it's just a big giant bowl, and I don't use it that often. I use it for applesauce, which I have to go get apples today. I'm actually gonna pick up some apples and do some applesauce. So I wasn't gonna do any, and then I'm like, you know what? It's probably a good idea because you just never know what the winter may bring, what food might be available. Not that I'm panicking, but I thought, you know what, we'll eat it. It's cheap. You can get, our apples are cheap. I think they're like $20 a bushel. So I can get a couple bushels for $40 and I can make a bunch of applesauce for my family, and we will eat that as a side. We like to freeze ours. So I'm going to do that today, and I'll show you maybe, I don't know if I'll make it tomorrow or not. We're gonna see how my week goes, but for now, look at that. Nice and smooth chocolate. I feel like we're gonna put the spurtle to the test here. I feel like that would be really good. Okay, so we're gonna pour all of this on here. Right here, whoops, over here you can see it. That's a lot of chocolate. That is good though. It's a lot of chocolate to mix in here, but there's a lot of cereal too. So then carefully stir it, or fold it, I guess is the word. All right, nice and overflowing. So I'm gonna start adding my powdered sugar and mixing the exact same way, slow. Okay, hopefully that angle's a good angle right there. I feel like I need something up so I can talk to you, because it's either look down, do voiceover, and voiceover is okay, but most of the time I'm editing my video. Most people that do voiceovers will edit their video and then they'll sit down and watch that video and add the voiceover to it. But since I'm doing a video every single day, that would take a lot of time, because I'd have to edit all the footage and then watch it for probably 45 minutes, half hour, however long it is, and then add it and then re-add it to it. So that's just a lot of time doing it. Sometimes I'll just talk into my microphone when I'm doing something, and that's how I add my voiceover. But anyways, just a behind the scenes life of how you add voiceovers. So anyways, we'll just do it right here. This is mixed. I might have to add more to the bottom as I scoop out and see that there's, a ton on the bottom. But this I'm gonna put into I like a shorter container, because we mix so much up. Maybe if you just mixed a small one box up, it would not, you have to worry about it getting smushed. But since we're doing like a ton, you don't want to like smush too much. So hopefully I slowed down the footage a little bit. I'm gonna try to remember to do that, to show you how actually slow that actually was versus sped up, how fast that was. I had to go a little bit slower. So I'm gonna pour some of this into a pan here, or this is like a cupcake holder, but it works out. Okay, look, see, then you come across, there's a whole lot in the bottom here. So what I'm gonna do is, I might do a little bit more. I'm gonna put some in a bag here. I pour it into the bag. We're gonna use this. I'm gonna scoop some of this in here so I can freeze it. That'll work. Now for the part that I'm going to freeze, I'm just going to close this, get the air out, and then just place it in my freezer. That will last in it. More than likely, they're going to see it and be like, ooh, I want it. But we're actually going to go on a little trip. We'll see if it lasts that long. I'll just have to see, so we can take that with us. So I'm going to stick that in my freezer over here. Stay nice in there. So what I'm going to do to this one, just to make it fall and festive and fun, is I'm going to add some Reese's. You don't have to add more sugar, but it'll just make it prettier. I'm just going to put this on top. And don't put these in the ones you're going to put in the freezer, because they will get cold and then like melt a little bit and it's kind of yucky. So just like that. Just so when they open, it's like, there it is. So this is perfect. Here's a dish. Okay, then since it's the fall season and I have not made, doesn't matter what season it is, my chocolate bean donuts. I'm not gonna make those today, but I am just gonna make some cinnamon sugar donuts. So I've made some over the last few years, and so one of the recipes I wanted to try was with buttermilk. So I bought buttermilk here, and I'm gonna try out a recipe. I'm gonna put it on the screen, and see how it works. That's the key. You make them and then you go, is this good? Is this not? So we went to the apple orchard, we got donuts, and I'm like, okay, they taste like, yes, people love the donuts from the apple orchard. To me, I'm like, they're not really that flavorful. They're just kind of like plain donuts with cinnamon sugar, just the deep friedness. That's okay. But I understand the whole love of having that warm, crispy, doughy in the inside donut. So I'm gonna make some of those today. And then I've got, it'll be a treat today because we've got hot apple cider and we have also regular cider and hot cocoa. So I thought that would be a nice treat tonight, maybe while we're watching a movie, to have for the family. And it's great to make. They're easy to whip up. Donuts are simple in the oven. It's just a simple recipe. I'm gonna put the recipe on the screen. I'm gonna put everything into my mixing bowl here. Just a little side note, I don't think I've ever purchased buttermilk, ever. Whenever I had a recipe that had buttermilk in it, I would just make my own by adding more like a sour milk, where I would add milk with a couple tablespoons of vinegar. Can you just do that? I'm pretty sure you can. Like, that's how I've always done it. So I don't know, we'll see if it makes any difference in here, but I usually, because buttermilk is a lot, it's like what? And what actually is that? Is that actually the milk and the butter? Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is. Anyways. So that's what I've always done. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but okay, let's keep mixing. Okay, so I have these, which is awesome. I used to always, sometimes when I started making the donuts, I would just use a spoon and put them in there, and you can do that. Get like a baby food spoon size thing, and you can, you know, do it. It just takes longer. That's okay. But there goes my oven. And then I started using Ziploc bags. Now, you can use Ziploc bags, but don't get cheap ones, because live and learn, don't do as I did. The bags exploded and shot out the side, and all the stuff went everywhere. So it was better to use the nice, like I even used Great Value, and those were okay. But I used Dollar Store, no, that was a bad thing. So one of my viewers sent me 100 bag of these. I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I still have plenty. So this works awesome. A lot. I don't know how much they are. I'm sure it's only like $5-6 for a whole bunch. Get yourself some of these. These work really good. We're just going to spray the pan, and I'm going to pipe it in here. I might mix up one more batch because we'll see how many this makes. I made a whole pan, which is really good. So just gonna put these in the oven and bake them for about 10 minutes. Okay, since you guys pay more attention to things in my videos than I do, where did I get this at? Was this at the discount store in Brevard? The grocery outlet, I think it was. This is really good stuff, and I wanna make sure I get this again. I just don't know where I got this from. So let me know, or was it in South Carolina? I just don't know. I don't know, so let me know, because this is awesome. It's lasted a long time, and it's like thick and good. I really, really like this. So, all right, this is gonna bake in the oven for about 10 minutes. My cinnamon rolls, I don't think they're ready yet to push down. No, that's the problem. You're gonna have to, it's cold in here, so it's gonna have to rise up. I have to punch it down and do it. So it's gonna just be a few minutes. I'll probably start on my dinner and get that done. I wasn't gonna do a dinner video, but I'll probably throw some food in here because why not? So we'll bake these donuts and then we'll take them out. Okay, so I have to wait because I'm waiting for the donuts. I'm waiting for the cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna make my dinner because I have a busy day today and I won't have to worry about it later. I'm just gonna put this in my frying pan over here, cook this up, fry it up, whatever you do to it, brown it, and then get some pot of water boiling for the pasta. Look at those. So you know they're done. You can kind of see little tiny air holes in them. Look at, they're kind of fluffy. You can stick a toothpick in to see when they're done. I'm gonna let them sit for just a few minutes and then I'll take them out. If you have no countertop space, put them over your sink to cool. That works. Okay, Okay, so I've got dinner cooking, but I'm gonna work on these donuts here. Now, I've made these before where I dip them in the butter. I feel like they get really heavy, and when you eat them, you're like, that's a lot of butter. So I'm just gonna brush the butter on and then dip them in a sugar and cinnamon mixture. And then if we have any left over, I can use it for my cinnamon or my cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna just put some cinnamon in a bowl here, right here, and then add some sugar. Okay, this is working out really good to pick that up and then to brush on the butter and then dip it in the cinnamon sugar. Just because if you don't, like I said, it just gets real sugary and you're like, ooh, that's a lot of sugar. It's okay, it's just a lot of sugar. So if we don't mind sugar, it's just, it tastes like it makes it bitter in your mouth. So just keep doing that. Okay, so this is gonna be my dinner over here. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got my meat is all cooked. My water's boiling. Let me get my, did I get pasta? I did get pasta. Let me get the pasta and add pasta to the water. Easy. I gotta let that come to a boil there, and then I just added the sauce over there. You can add diced tomatoes to it. I just had a whole container of this. I might add diced tomatoes. It depends on how much it is with the pasta. Perfect. The donuts are done. Cinnamon rolls. We're still waiting on the cinnamon rolls. I don't even think the dough has risen yet. It's getting there. It's just not that warm in here. It's only, my house is only 67 degrees. Not very warm for stuff to rise up, but that's okay. We'll get there. Get there. Let me clean up my mess. Okay, I'm sure these are delicious. I got myself some apple cider and donuts, so I'm sure this is good. Let me ask, how much is apple cider at your grocery store? I know you can go to the Orchard. I think, I don't know, I'm sure it's a lot. Last year it was like $7, $8, I think, at the Apple Orchard, and I think at the grocery store it was like $5. I think I paid almost $7.50 from Walmart. So let me know how much your apple cider is, like, you know, a gallon that you get like in the apple section. It's good, but let's have the apple, try it. That tastes really good. Very light and airy. They're really good. The outside, like I think the difference between like a Apple Orchard donut would be more like a little bit crispy on the outside. You probably could bake them longer or spray your pan better. I don't know, but it's good. It tastes good. So we'll have this today. So that'll be another treat there. Now my cinnamon rolls are good. I pulled them off the stove. It was getting pretty warm back there, and I'm like, yes, I need to do something with it. So you're supposed to punch it down 2 times. I'm just gonna punch it down 1 time because, you know, I have things to get done today. So, okay, pasta is out. Let me go get it. I'm just gonna add a can of petite diced tomatoes. It's got garlic and I think it's oregano. Let me see. Garlic and olive oil with it. There you go. We just need a little bit more liquid, so that's perfect. This will be dinner tonight. Very simple and easy. I still have homemade bread. I'll probably toast it because, you know, it's been there for a few days. And then we can have that with this. Serve it with Parmesan cheese. I have real Parmesan cheese and I have the Kraft stuff because Sam's Club sent me 2 big things of it on accident. So this is perfect. This will be dinner this evening. Okay, let's go back and do the cinnamon rolls. Okay, the cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna get my area right here. So I wiped up. There's a little bit of sugar there, but that is okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour down so nothing sticks. Let me do about half of this, and then we'll go from there. So this is perfect. I might have to add a little bit of flour. I did already need some in there. Remember how like I added 5 cups. So this is good, and just kind of roll this out into a rectangle. I'm gonna put butter on here. Ooh, that's kind of, this is perfect. This is the butter I had. I melted it and then it's kind of set for a little bit. So just spread this on. I'm gonna add the rest of this cinnamon sugar from my donuts, but I'm gonna add brown sugar. This is what my recipe always had, was brown sugar. You can add nuts to this as well. It just gives it that nice caramely sugar inside there. So these will fit in a 9 by 13 pan. I'm gonna spray my pan here really good. And then I'm gonna just cut these and put them in the pan. Now you can use dental floss. Cuts it really good. I'm gonna use my really sharp knife and hopefully this is good. Set them on here, the rest I'm gonna raw and then I'll freeze it and show you how I do that. So these are gonna go in my freezer. I'm gonna flash freeze these, which means just put them in the freezer and let them freeze out. And then I'm gonna put them probably on a paper plate and put them in a Ziploc bag. And then these will be easy just to pull out, defrost, and then you can let them rise up like I'm doing over here for these and bake them in the oven, be easy. Okay, so my cinnamon rolls, I put them back in the oven and I put them on the bread-proof setting, so they are going to have to rise up a little bit, and they will, hopefully in the next little bit, and I'll bake them, and then I'll have to come back and do the frosting. So I'll take a little break and come back and see you guys in a few minutes, but I've got donuts. These are gonna be a nice treat this morning, and delicious puppy chow. All right, I had to come back today. So cinnamon rolls are almost done, just a few minutes longer. Then I'm gonna start making my caramel frosting. This is really simple to do. You take a half a stick of butter, and it's is it 1 cup? 1 cup of brown sugar, a measuring cup. You put this in here and you let it boil for 2 minutes. It's real simple. Then after that, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of milk, let it cool down for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna whisk in some powdered sugar and maple flavoring. This is a really good caramel. That might be my stuff done. Ooh, look at those. That looks perfect, I think. It's perfect right there. Look at those. Delicious, look at that. Oh, so good. So pull that out, let that sit. Those look really good. Let this come to a boil for 2 minutes. Stirring consistently. Okay. 2 minutes, I'm gonna watch my timer here. I'm gonna clean up my mess at the same time. I'll come back and stir. 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I'm just gonna add about a 1/4 cup of milk. I'm gonna use the half and half in this. Here, just let it come to a boil again, which is already boiling. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool slightly, and then I'm gonna add my powdered sugar. So this is gonna get thick. Mine's warm because I didn't let it sit very long, but if you let it sit, it's gonna get thick. Now, if you put in another bowl and whisk it, it will get rid of all the lumps. I could probably sit here and beat it longer, but I kind of have to get out the door, so I'm gonna go a little quick on this. But this, if you let it cool for a few more minutes, it will kind of thicken. I'm just gonna pour it when it's warm on here because I'm okay with that. It'll get by those delicious. I added maple flavoring to mine. You can add whatever kind you want. Those are perfect. This is already hardening up. Look at that. Delicious, delicious cinnamon rolls. So that's it for my day today. So we've got 3 wonderful treats: donuts, puppy chow, and cinnamon rolls. And then we have goulash for dinner as well. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go check out Jessica's channel and go see the delicious food that she made today. I know she made some good treats for her family today. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Remember, you are designed, created, and selected by God to do great, wonderful things. And I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.